What are you doing? What are you doing, little buddy? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? You're crazy. You're crazy. You're crazy. You're crazy. You're crazy. You're crazy. You're a crazy dog. Yeah. He cannot get enough energy out of him. Wow. You know, you just can't make this stuff up. To be sleeping under this tonight. Well, I've already had 1.5 of these, and they turned out fantastic. I used Sweet Baby Ray's, barbecue sauce, Well, good morning. Shadow and I had a good night's sleep. So we are going to repeat where we went a couple of weeks ago, only beyond it and deeper into the mountains. Now, that rock cropping up there, that is dolomite. And the big boulders that have come down from up there, those are dolomite. Pieces of dolomite. And maybe you can see, I can see, I don't know if my camera's going to pick it up or not. Glistening, that's pyrite. Dolomite is often associated with lead, mercury, pyrite, copper, and so forth. So that dolomite is a kindred to limestone. It's essentially, there's a lot of variations that come into play, but it's essentially a limestone with a fair amount of magnesium and usually other elements mixed in as well. But it does effervesce when a drop of hydrochloric acid is put on it, and it is predominantly your calcite-based rock, calcium carbonate. So that I checked out that outcropping last night just to see. That's when we saw the beautiful sunsets. But again, that's predominantly dolomite. But where last week that we found all the beautiful pieces of Chalcedony and Agate was up there. That rock up there is volcanic. So there's a lot of variation in the geology in this area. It's really cool that way. We're going to go up where we went last week, but I'm going to keep following the road, and I want to explore around and see what else we can find. So let's get hoofing. So similar to the last video, as we've made our way higher up, the pieces of Chalcedony are starting to show up. This is a good sizable piece, and you can see the purple hue, kind of a blue, purple hue, and there's some red there. This is what, I'm looking for. Look at this beautiful Chalcedony right in the road. Beautiful piece. Solid all the way through. And another one right there. Oh, this is huge. Purple. Gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. Look at this tree. I just love gnarly old trees. They're so cool. A lot of gnarly old trees here. Look at this piece right here. beautiful purpley blue hue to it. Solid. This was formed in the seam of volcanic rock because we've already established where it was coming from. We found it literally inside the volcanic rock in the last video. Look at these cactus coming into bloom. That is so beautiful. Rockhounding is not just about finding what you're looking for. It's also about getting out, enjoying the incredible land we have in this country, learning, just getting some good wholesome exercise. Right up there, that's where we were, where we chipped out of that lava outcropping right there. We literally chipped out of the nooks and crevices and crannies of that rock. Beautiful blue and purple chalcedony. So I'm not surprised that we're finding that kind of stuff, you know, around here. We're below it. I'm taking a break, and a well-deserved one. We are now on the very tip top of the same peak that we climbed last week, but we came around all the way around the back and learned a lot. So as we were coming around the back, the lava was sometimes almost sand color, and there was very little to none of the chalcedony. And then as we started to come around the back here, and the lava started to turn into this dark rock, then we started to once again pick up the chalcedony. And so I pulled out a few pieces. I want to show you, how it's formed. So this is a good example right here of how it's formed. Can you see that volcanic rock and then the chalcedony that is formed in a little pocket? Volcanic rock can be very porous and has cracks and crevices and so forth, allowing for geothermal activity to bring with it water mixed with silica and other elements, and that makes its way into these cracks and crevices, and then with heat and pressure it hardens and turns into chalcedony, and if it's banded and so forth, that we call it an agate, and if it's got a lot of other minerals in it that make it opaque, then it falls into the jasper family. And I want to point out, I was watching a Saturday night session of Currently Rockhounding, Jared, where he was talking on agates and jaspers, and they're complex. I learned a lot just listening to him. He recommended a couple of books. I'm going to get them and read them. So there's a lot more to it than I know. Look at this beautiful, right here, this beautiful purple bluish agate. That is just, and again, some of that green down there. So it's really interesting. Another one, clear, but with a purple hue. So this one's got a real good purple hue to it. And then green on top, thin layer of green. So what I've learned as I walked along here, the good, beautiful chalcedony is coming from this dark volcanic rock behind me. Now, I didn't have the road, so I really wore myself up working through all the thicket and the bushes and the trees and stuff. I really wanted to go and explore those mountains behind. And I'm going to do a little bit. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it right now. These are such mineral-rich mountains. Who knows what I might find, but I don't know if I have it in me to do it today. We've done a lot already. I wish there was a road or a trail. There's not to get back there. I did this last time. At the last video, I climbed to the top of that. I think I'm going to do it one more time. I'm here, right? Might as well go to the top. Let's do it. I guess I'll leave my tool, because I only have one hand. I'm holding the camera with the other. I might need both hands. I wish I had 4 little legs. Sometimes. Wind is whipping up again. Yeah, that is gorgeous. Just gorgeous. And you can see snow up there on those mountains up there. That's Pine Mountain up there. That's where. Some more cactus here way on the top of this volcanic outcrop, and there's blooming cactus. All right, I got to go back down. Wind whipped up. All right, I'm gonna figure out where I'm gonna go from here. Back down or further explore. I'll tell you what, let's do that together. Let's figure this out together. I'm thinking I'm gonna come over here and look over this edge. And I can see there's volcanic rock here too, right? So I'm gonna go down this way, find out what kind of is down there, make my way around over the saddle, and then back down to where I'm camped. That'll probably take a couple hours. So that is what I am going to do. And if you're still watching this video, you'll come along with me. Well, we've made it over onto this side of the hill and just starting to come down, and I ran across some examples of how this is being formed. You see that agate being formed right inside this volcanic rock. And the purple, the deep purple. What do we have right there? Look at that. Look at that beautiful purple. The other thing that's really cool is I was just checking this place out, and a hummingbird came and put its little beak inside those beautiful flowers to get the nectar. Shadow, you're not a hummingbird, and that's a cactus. Look at those beautiful purple flowers along the hillside there. You know, I said it earlier, rockhounding isn't all about just finding stuff. I've gone out on rockhounding days and found nothing and had an absolute blast just exploring and learning. It's a great hobby, and you know what? It doesn't really cost anything. A little gas to go out, and you know, you can use anything for a tool. A bucket. If you want to buy a tumbler or two like I have, you can get into tumbling, and there's a little bit of money there with the grit and so forth, but it's not a terribly expensive hobby, and it's really rewarding. So I really encourage it for people and kids too. It's good to get them off the couch, and this is the real video game here, guys. This is the real video game. You know, we're real life exploring, possibly places where people have never been before, for a long time anyway. So I hope my videos help inspire people a little bit. I do astrophotography and I do rockhounding, and astrophotography is a little more brainy. Well, rockhounding can be very brainy, don't get me wrong, but astrophotography takes a lot of study to get there to where you can do it. But entry level, hey, just a telescope. Explore the cosmos. We're just a speck in a universe of trillions of galaxies. Trillions. And each galaxy has anywhere from 100 billion up to a trillion or more stars. Our sun is a star. Our sun is one star in our one Milky Way galaxy of approximately 500 billion stars in our one Milky Way galaxy. And our one Milky Way galaxy is one of trillions of galaxies. It's just so, I mean, it just, when you study and learn and experience the world in which we live in, the natural world, and then the cosmos, it's very, humbling is the wrong word. It is, I don't know how to put it. There's a spiritual element to it. There's a oneness. You begin to realize somehow we're connected to all this. I really can feel that. We're connected. Somehow we're connected to all this. All the way through. You get into quantum physics and you start studying quantum physics, and that becomes more and more apparent. That you can experience it in real life. There's something that binds us all, and all the elements. Well, that's another conversation. One which I ought to make a video on someday. So, as we made our way down around the backside of that mountain, then we started to find a different variation in the chalcedony, and we continued to find chalcedony within nooks and crannies of the volcanic rock. But even the volcanic rock changed color a little bit. And we were finding, originally a lot of this purple, kind of blue family. I'll take it here. You see that? And that one. But then as we made our way around, it just kind of changed. There was a variation, from the darker bluish purple to the lighter, here's a really good example, the lighter pinkish purple. So the mysteries of this area, there's a lot of minerals around here. So there's iron in these mountains and copper in these mountains and a lot of other things too. We had a lot of fun, Shadow and I did. We're not done. We're going to set up tonight on the other side of the trailer and shoot the stars with the telescope. That'll be a different video. Thanks for coming along. We hope to see you on future Adventures of Shadow.